One word to describe the Avatar films: experience. It's an experience.
Avatar is about adventure, it's about wonder, it's about excitement, it's about connection.
Avatar's a special film, and I think a lot of it is because of you're feeling this connection, not only to the world of Pandora, but to the characters.
The characters in the world of Avatar are very relatable. We all want to be more connected to each other and to nature.
Avatar has a great story, and doing a pinball machine where you're storytellers.
The amount of effort that goes into building Pandora and the Avatar license, the complexities, the levels, the layers, it's not a concept that was just fleshed together easily. I mean, this is a whole lifestyle, a whole history.
We here at Jersey Jack are so excited to show you this game.
Epic is not a big enough word, I don't think.
People are always talking about, hey, we gotta bring the world under glass. Literally, we brought the world of Pandora under glass.
You will be experiencing the world of Pandora with the film clips from the movie, with the audio from the movie, with the James Corner soundtrack, with all of the things that anyone wants in this game. It's there.
The first time you walk up to the game, it's hard not to notice the amazing artwork. There's a level of layering that's going on in the back glass on the collector's edition that's so mind-boggling. It's like you want to go up and physically touch it.
A lot of games tend to do this sort of Photoshop montage of, movie stills and things like that. I really wanted to go for more of a comic book, like comic book cover art style.
When Mark was looking for an artist for Avatar, he found Leah Foskey. And what a fresh approach to artwork. Her illustrations are so beautiful. And that's one of the things that's first impression of the game. You'll notice that she did a really good job.
The back panel and side blade art, that was not an afterthought. We integrated that fully into this world.
All of the detail that's in the films has been pushed into this art package. It really captures everything about Pandora.
The armor on the collector's edition is a pinball first.
So in the movies, you notice the Na'vi have this stripe pattern, which is cool, and it's very unique to each of the Na'vi. We did this with the armor. So the armor looks cool, it's got stripe patterns, and it's all individually done. So there are no two patterns that are alike. They're all one-of-ones for each game.
The collector's edition version of the game has an arrow shaft shooter knob with 2 feathers on it, which is how the Na'vi create their arrows. You pull it back, it feels like you're launching an arrow into the game to start your adventure.
In Avatar Pinball, you are a Na'vi, riding along with Jake and Interior on their adventures. You progress through the game by playing modes, multi-balls.
Mode-based, lots of unique shots. You can get these combos going crazy fast.
I find a lot of flow in the game, which is fun. I also find a little bit of stop and go. It's not definitive in the exact type of approach to gameplay. It feels way different than what you're used to, but it feels so satisfying.
If you're an advanced player and you care about the deep rules, you can really build up lots of unique strategies. If you're a casual player who is in it for the experience, you get to see all these movie clips, hear all these sound call-outs from the films, and experience the world of Pandora.
We wanted to represent all the areas of Pandora. So every section of the playfield is a different piece of Pandora. We have the rainforest in the back left, sky in the back right, water on the right, RDA over in the left on the corner there. And then your plunge is you coming in from orbit. The lower part of the playfield features the entire Sully family. This is where you see all your game progress. At the top, it looks like it's not labeled. But once we hit it with those UV lights from underneath, you can spell Pandora. It also shows you your multi-ball progress for both multi-balls, your song chord mode progress for both movies, and it also shows you your Savako mode progress, which means rise to the challenge. One thing I really wanted was to be able to play this game in the dark. On Pandora, you don't always see everything in the daylight. It's not until nighttime comes and you can see all that glow. So we needed to bring that into the game. So we introduced red, green, and blue UV inks on the playfield, UV spotlights everywhere, UV hot rails, UV back panel lighting.
We have ultraviolet inks and ultraviolet lighting, and really it brings the world of Pandora right to you.
On the CE, you get 3 colors of UV to get the full bioluminescent experience. Even the flippers, they glow, and it's amazing. They're bright.
The Avatar franchise comes to life when the lights are dimmed around you, and the lights on this playfield come up, and you're seeing the bioluminescence, you're seeing the inserts getting lit up. I mean, from underneath each insert, there is UV lighting. So it can light up individual inserts with UV light as well as floodlights around the playfield. It's an unbelievable lighting package. Very cool.
In the middle left of the playfield, we have the scoop. That's where you start your song chord modes. It's where you collect your Bond jackpot. It's where you start your Pandora wizard mode.
In the movie, every Na'vi has a song chord. The song chord is a representation of the most important events or aspects of their life.
Each mode in the game represents one of those experiences on your song chord.
This is definitely a deep game. It's going to be a very significant challenge to get through all 22 modes in the game.
There are a lot of shots in this game. There's like literally nowhere to put things under the playfield anymore.
Under the surface, this game is loaded.
On the left, we have an RDA ramp, which feeds the upper left flipper. It's a bit of a challenging shot, but it's a lot of fun. There are targets on the playfield for each of the Sully family. We have Spider, Jake and Thierry, and we have all 4 of the kids. The Spider target helps build up a Savako mode where you play as Spider, resisting the RDA. If you collect all the 4 kid targets, it'll light your in lanes for the unlimited arrows, left-hand combo.
The arrows in the game are your multipliers. So during normal gameplay, you collect arrows.
As you build up the arrows, your multiplier for your next event will increase. Now, your event can be either a mode or it can be a multi-ball.
Once you start a major mode, you will start using those arrows. Your multiplier will decrease till you're fully depleted.
Each flip shoots an arrow, and so you're constantly counting down your multipliers, so you have to make each shot count. Left-hand combo is one of my favorite things in the game. If you drain out the left out lane when it's lit, we will hold the ball on the kicker. When it's ready, it'll launch the ball back into play, and you'll get big points for only hitting things the left flipper only.
2 flippers on the left-hand side on the main playfield. If you use only those and you string this combo together, you can blow up the points in this game. It is super fun to watch people do the left-hand combo and put the hand behind their back because you don't want to hit the right flipper and break your combo.
Once you hit it with the right flipper, it's over, you cash out.
The skill save is a very fun mode where if you are able to make a specific shot on the playfield, you can keep going.
Instead of just having one shot to hit, we pick a different shot for you. And if you hit that shot, you can keep playing. There are 2 multi-balls in this game. Each one represents the ends of each movie, those epic battles. The first one is the Battle of the Hallelujah Mountains multi-ball, and that's done by locking balls in the infinity lock. Balls are used as the mirror, and we got lights on top, and it just looks really cool with the lights reflecting over and over on the balls that are locked up there. The second one is the Battle of Awa Atlu, and that's started by playing the 2 lower playfields. Pinball needs new experiences, and we are trying to bring those new experiences to you. For the first time ever, we have 2 lower playfields in a game. Both lower playfields are connected. First, enter the smaller playfield, and you bounce off the pop bumper to complete all the lit targets. And then you will be pushed down onto the crab suit battle playfield, where you use a smaller ball to represent that you're further down in the water, and you gotta fight the crab suit to start the multi-ball. The crab suit lower playfield is fully featured. It has the crab suit bash toy, it has a couple of orbits, and 2 flippers.
The crab suit battle. When you hit the crab suit on the playfield, he will really react on the big display. At the moment you are winning, you know, more bubbles coming out, a red alert states, and when he wins, he does a little dance.
It is super fun. The amp suit is one of those iconic things in the first Avatar movie, and we wanted to bring that into the game. In the middle left, we have an animated amp suit that fights back as you hit it. It flings the ball back at you on the upper flipper.
The amp suit has its own coil that will drive it separately, so when you attack the amp suit, it will fight back.
brings his dagger down as you're hitting the slingshot. It's a really cool toy. I love that it moves with the mechanical action of the game.
The upper third of this game, it could be a game unto itself. You have 2 upper flippers, you have an orbit, you have so many ramps, you have a loop shot, you have 2 loop shots actually. No Avatar game is complete without the Tree of Souls, and that is where you collect the AWA Mystery Award on this game. The home tree up kicker launches the ball up into the air, you're climbing onto your Banshee, you're flying through the Hallelujah Mountains, and you're feeding your upper right flipper for more shots. The high camp shot is a loop shot back to the upper left flipper. If you've seen the Avatar films, you know that the Na'vi can connect and bond with different animals. We wanted to bring that into the game, and we decided that that would be our combo rule. So you can hit a shot, and we'll light all the other shots to combo a bond. And every one of those shots you hit, you bond with a different animal. 8 different animals that you can bond with. When you bond with all 8, the jackpot is lit on the scoop, and you can collect that bond jackpot. So this game has a scoop ramp, or we call it the scramp. It's a scoop from the front and a jump ramp from the back. When the scramp is down, shooting it from the upper flipper rockets it back to the lower flippers. When you shoot it from the lower flippers, it rockets it to the upper right flipper.
In the world of Pandora, there's 1 eclipse a day. There's a really cool, unique feature, and it's called the eclipse. It's one of the few times that you're gonna have lighting that's actually plays a big role in your scoring. As you're hitting switches with your shots, you're advancing time in the day. And at some point during that day, you're going into an eclipse, and within that eclipse, you're scoring higher, and you're building your jackpot, and then when you're ready to, cash it out, just hit the spinner.
There's a spinner on the game, but it's a lot higher than most. You have to ride up the Hallelujah Mountain ramp and jump into it.
This game has a spinner that you're not going to be ripping constantly. It's a tight shot. It's a special shot. It's a special spinner.
Hitting that spinner is going to allow the shadow of the eclipse to go across the playfield from left to right. And it's just a really stunning experience when you go from normal pinball lighting to UV lighting in the shadows. It is a pinball moment. It's really awesome.
On the back glass LCD, we developed a user interface which is not symmetrical.
We used a totally different UI design than what we did before. We tried not to make it geometric. We chose to do a more organic UI. You have your score, you have your progress towards A1 and A2 multi-ball. You can track your mystery award. This game is full of assets. We have the movie clips, we had access to 3D models.
There's a stunning amount of footage being used. An Avatar pinball machine, it just needs this display, It needs to show you the movie. It needs to show you the world of Pandora.
Actual scenes, using actual actors and their likenesses, getting their voice content from the films that we can put in the game, we can sync up with the game, getting original voice work out of Stephen Lang, brings it to the 11th level. It's fantastic.
It's always an experiment. We never want to reuse or rehash any UI we have created, and it needs to fit the theme, and this fits the theme.
We have a topper that has a holographic display on it. Oh, it looks amazing.
Yeah, the topper is really amazing.
You have to see it in person to see how it works.
The topper is really cool. I mean, pinball in general, people love their toppers, so we're just gonna give you a super topper, which is awesome. You look up, it's all holographic. It looks like you're driving a spaceship.
The screen integration, the idea that you're in the cockpit, you're viewing Pandora through this spaceship. There are things happening on that screen that are directly involved with gameplay.
So during gameplay, you can just look up and see everything on the screen, what's going on in the game. Multi-ball progress, mode progress, everything.
You're getting the content, you're getting the feedback, your buddy behind you can spot, oh, you're ready for this combo. I can see it up there, go for it. That stuff is what really brings a good topper to life.
Audio is a really important part of a pinball machine, and in Avatar, the musical score, the team, they knocked it out of the park.
The world of Pandora goes all the way from almost silence and peace and sort of the ethereal dreamscape all the way to full-on battles and explosions. And similarly, It goes all the way from the most organic sounds you might expect to hear to the clanks of these machines and all the way to the opposite of nature. So we wanted to kind of capture all of that in the sound package. We wanted to be sure to include a lot of familiar instrumentation that people would expect to hear in the world of Pandora. So there's lots of vocalizations, lots of tribal instruments, a lot of sort of found instruments. But pinball's pretty exciting. We wanted to create some moments during multi-balls that might kick things up just a little bit. So we did put some extra layers in there, some intensity during multi-balls that you might be surprised to hear. We have hundreds of sound effects in this game. We have dozens of tracks, not including the individual layers for one single mode. So yeah, there's a lot of music in this game. James Horner's Becoming One of the People is featured, the motif is featured in the soundtrack. And one of my favorite moments working on this project with the team was starting with that and then branching off, coming up with something completely new but that fit that world. Finding that sound was a really, really satisfying thing. I'm really, really happy with how the music turned out in this game. It feels like it belongs on Pandora, but it also feels like our version of that. It helps augment the world under glass that we worked hard to create.
At Jersey Jack, we want to take chances, push the limits, and make something that is worth the money.
You think about creative quality, and Jersey Jack is top of mind, I think, for a lot of enthusiasts, and it's just because of what we put into everything. There are no shortcuts. Everything we put into a game is very high-end, it's very fleshed out. Creativity-wise, it plays a big role in the difference in how people will experience a game and how people will remember a game. And we want to create memories.
It's a great accomplishment. You know, when you have an idea and you think about something, it has to take root and it has to grow. And I can't be more happy or proud to see where we are right now in game number 10.